All right, so we're gonna watch one of my older videos about what to do when a guy's not investing in you. All right, and I watched it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually kind of nice. Like it kind of surprises me. So the
like a ball.
All right, ladies, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. And today we're going to be talking about what not to do if a guy's not investing in you. I swear to God, ladies, if you do this and you watch my channel, and most importantly, you tell people you watch my channel, I am not taking responsibility for this. All right, you cannot be doing this because this is basic fundamental, right? A lot of the mistakes that happen in your relationships are simple mistakes. Simple mistakes. Mistakes you could have avoided. Mistakes that doesn't relate to how good looking you are, to how your hair is. These are all strategical mistakes that come out of emotional responses to events, particularly overreactions. All right? So
I was literally gonna stop the video and say it's because of overreactions, but then my past self got me to it. And that is true, and that's why you have to develop either one a deep and intense meditation practice, and two, have friends. Having friends increases your self-esteem, and meditation increases your self-esteem. The stronger your self-esteem, the easier of a time you're gonna have dealing with these types of intense emotions. And learning how to cope with those emotions are very important, right? That's why when you're isolated and a guy isolates you, that's why you're easier to manipulate, because you don't have that emotional, that social force protecting your self-esteem.
look, people, when a guy starts pulling away, I don't care if he's your husband. I don't care if it's a new dude you're seeing. I don't care if it's even your son. Nah, it's still a little different. Your son, you know. When a person pulls away, the natural reaction, naturally, when something falls from your hand, the natural reaction is to pick it up. The natural reaction, like to pick it up. It's like an instinct, right? Like when something falls, it's like an instinct. It just jolts. You pick it up, right? And what that tends to show is it unconsciously reveals what you really feel about that object, right? If you had a strong emotional reaction to the thing falling, it meant that you really cared. It's a huge difference to having your phone fall, right, and seeing the phone falling, and then having your baby fall. I mean, that's fucking tragic, to be honest with you. But you know, you see what I'm saying? It's that the higher the value, the more the emotional response once that thing pulls away, right?
That is a beautiful analogy. Um, I'll say this, one of my strengths, right, and it's always been my strength, is analogies. I've always been pretty good at giving weird analogies and metaphors to explain things. And that analogy is so fucking good because it makes so much sense. Like what the biggest emotional reaction you're gonna get when something falls is when a baby fucking falls. You can be like, oh my god, the baby, right? But if a fucking something that you don't care about falls, it falls and you don't care. And the level of reaction is in accordance to how much you value that. And so with relationships, it's very similar, right? That when you care about it and it's falling apart, you're gonna start doing shit that I tell you not to do, and you gotta go back to automatic mode.
And so what that tends to do is that without you even knowing it, it tends to reveal what's inside of you. I don't care how hard you're trying to suppress it. But when somebody pulls away, most of the time, unless you watch my channel, it reveals to the person how you feel about them, right? So when a guy pulls away, he might be doing two things. One, he might be trying to manipulate you, right, to get you to start chasing him, right? Two, he might be losing interest, genuine interest, right? Three, another woman is in the picture, right? And the thing is this, is that in any of these occasions, anything that means you trying to find clarity for your own sake is not gonna work. What you gotta do, clarity comes from your decisions. It doesn't come from his decision. And the way to do it is like this: premeditatively make a decision to never chase anybody who pulls away.
First of all, I wish during that time I would have just dressed a little bit more professional, because in these videos, legit, like I'm like I listen to this, and I'm not trying to like toot my horn, but it's like, yo, like that's some like clarity comes from your decision. Like, what the fuck? like, like it's like some really like yo, some really good shit right there. You know, but it would have been it would have been made better if the presentation was better in those videos. I don't know why I didn't care about presentation. To be honest with you, I truly don't understand why my mentality was like that during that time. But I just wish I would have done that. But I'm agreeing with everything that this dude is saying up until now.
That's it. In the long term, it might sabotage you. Maybe in this one relationship, 1 out of 10. But in the long term, it's going to actually insulate you from the bullshit that people throw at you. That's all you gotta do. Just pull away. You just pull away completely. That means that if your guy stopped texting you, right? If your guy stopped texting you, that don't mean you're gonna start texting him more. That means you're gonna stop initiating contact. I mean, you're just gonna stop. You're gonna stop. In fact, you're not even gonna ask him what happened. You're just gonna stop initiating contact. You want him to. You want to stop initiating contact so that he can say, "Hey, what is going on?" And then you say, "Hey, man, I just don't like the way you've been doing this and that." See what I'm saying? But the thing is that you don't bring it up when he on your term. No, you gotta pull away so that he brings it up. And you know what? If he doesn't bring it up, if he doesn't ask why you're pulling away, then you know what? You don't have to ask why you're not asking. It's pretty fucking simple why he's not asking you. He wants you to pull away. Look, man, anytime somebody is acting disinterested, you just pull back.
And the rule is the less you know him, the less tolerance you have about this type of stuff, right? So if you know them, if you barely know them and they're doing this, I will pull away. But if you've been with them for like 5 years and they're pulling away, then I would tell you, talk to them, right? Talk to them, find out what's going on, try to communicate a little bit more, give them more shots. If you guys have a history together and you know it's been relatively decent and they're doing that, then I would definitely say go up and try to make it work to a certain extent, you know. But if it's just the first few weeks, the first month, 2 months, and this is happening, it's like, yo, like you guys barely know each other and shit's already coming up. Like, that's not a good sign. Things don't just get more peaceful the more you know them.
Just pull back. Oh, but I might look, motherfucker. Pull back. You know, oh, but he's my. No, pull back. Just pull back. Now, the only time when I would recommend not pulling back that much if you financially depend on him, and it's for your survival to depend on him, right? And he's pulling away. In that situation, I would shut the fuck up, take the loss, and focus on being independent, right? That should be your number one focus. If you're in a situation where you can't pull away, then you should feign defeat, act like you like where you are, and focus on being independent one way or another, you know, because
Yeah, one of the laws of power is make everyone depend on you. And the reason why is because the more people depend on you, the more power you have over them, right? Look at what Andrew Tate did to his to his alleged victims. It's that he made them depend on him, or that's what abusers do, where they put you in a financially dependable position where you have to depend on them. And if you get your boss to depend on you, your kids to depend on you, your employer to depend on you, they will give you power. They give you power by depending on you. So it's almost like it's a comfortable thing to depend on someone, right? It reverts us back to our childhood ways of depending on our parents. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't have our best interests in mind. And that's why you shouldn't depend on someone. You just shouldn't. You should depend on yourself only. And if somebody wants to help, that's fine. But wanting to depend on someone is just a sign that internally you don't have that much confidence in yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in your faculties. You don't believe that you could get yourself out of that problem. So you depend on someone. And that's a problem with a lot of women today, is that they depend on men. They have a beautiful body and they use that body to get things from men. And that's totally fine. But they end up depending on the guy. They end up depending on just men giving them things with their bodies. And it's kind of like, yo, you can leverage that body to put yourself in a position where they need you. Not using your body to get things, right? To get things from them, rather using your body to put yourself in a position of power where people depending on you, right? Like, you trade your body for power, not for money. Like you leverage your body for power and not for money. And power is the people depending on you, right? So it's kind of like, when you're in a situation where you fully depend on the guy and he's toxic, that's not good. It's like it won't work out, and you have to leave eventually.
It's you can't do much when you depend on somebody financially. It makes things a little bit more difficult, and you become more emotional when you like the person. All right. So please, ladies, if he's pulling away, the answer is not taking one step forward. The answer is moonwalking your ass back to square one, right? Look, man. The thing is this, man. Because if you don't make the punishment for pulling away a high punishment, what's gonna happen is that you're just gonna always find yourself in situations trying to get a guy to like you. What you gotta be is unmoving. Have strong standards that you're not gonna wait by. So that no matter the guy that comes up, you have those standards and you keep them. It's by reinforcing your standards that makes the guy respect you in the long term. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, man. And that even goes if you have a husband, if you have a guy who's not investing enough time in you. What you don't do is demand more time. What you do is spend less time with him. That's what you do. You want him to see you 5 times a week, and you only see him twice a week. Stop seeing him twice a week. Stop. Actually, cancel the next date, and like just go from like twice a week to once a week, and then the next week go for 0 a week, and until he says, "Hey, what's going on?" Give him some bullshit excuse. Say I've been busy. Naturally, when somebody likes you and you pull away, you're gonna want to spend more time. It's kind of like when you're hungry. You're so hungry, you tend to eat a lot more than usual. That's what we're doing. We're making them more hungrier than usual. Oh shit! I think my neighbors heard that advice. Oh fuck.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was nice. That was interesting. Again, every time I watch it, I always get surprised by the advice that I give. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindforattraction.org. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have 2 nieces, one is 19 and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace, and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship, and this a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so most likely I will be praying for all of you guys.
And just click on the description down below of the video. Right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. Oh, I'm closing the channel.